Welcome to Company Havoc number 2. Okay. So now we're going to do Alpha Flight's Talisman. For those who do not know what she looks like, this is Elizabeth Twoyoungmen. She is a Native American. And we are going to tell you where she's from and everything else. Alright? So, the fictional character Elizabeth Twoyoungmen, aka Talisman, is from Marvel Comics, but we already know that. Her alter ego, Elizabeth Twoyoungmen. She was in Omega Flight, Alpha Flight, Beta Flight. I only read Alpha Flight and Omega Flight. I did not read Beta Flight, so I couldn't tell you shit about them. However, her notable aliases: the Binder of Spirits, the Breaker of Dark Spells, the Promised One. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Weighted rating magical abilities. Wide ranging, my bad. I totally should have been wearing my glasses for that one. So, you're pretty much going to hear the same shit that I said before, only about a girl. Elizabeth Twoyoungmen was born in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the daughter of Michael Twoyoungmen, who would later be the superhero as Shaman, Canadian superhero of the Team Alpha Flight. With his wife Catherine, we're not going to go through the whole life and death shit because you just heard all that shit on the other video. And she went to college as an archaeologist, and she was a student, and eventually she set her sight on Fort Calgary, where she discovered the skulls. I mentioned that in the other video. And then she would become Talisman, but her hate for her father is what made her not so much of a nice person. And we talked about the person that Snowbird married, which caused a whole bunch of conflict, because I think that, if anything, Talisman was a little bit jealous of the relationship that Shaman had with Snowbird. And it wasn't a sexual relationship, it was just a father-daughter relationship. For those who do not know, to my knowledge, it was a father-daughter relationship. You know, and especially since she married somebody else. Several months later, Elizabeth sent out in a dream by Snowbird about the Dream Queen. Elizabeth learned that she had her powers. She regained the coronet. She regained the CORONET of Shaman and her powers as Talisman. She aided Alpha Flight during a confrontation with the Dream Queen. She then fought LLAN, the Sorcerer, and with Alpha Flight. She fought in an illusionary superheroes, the Dream Queen and the Dream World. She exorcised demons from LLAN from a child. Then she brought together Aurora, the Purple Girl, Laura Dean, and Goblin to find Northstar. Northstar is Aurora's twin brother. They are both of Asian descent. They are both from Canada. I think they're both rich too, but I can't remember. In the aftermath of the Civil War of American superheroes, the enemies fled north to Canada to combat the threat. Sasquatch began recruiting a new team, that would explain Omega Flight, I forgot about that, in Ottawa to meet up the rest of the team. Angrily accusing Iron Man of bringing supervillains to cause chaos or whatever. And then, where the hell am I? The Better Conflict, Superhuman Civil War. Elizabeth is horrified to learn that Michael Porter, the man who killed Alpha Flight, has been selected as the new Guardian. Okay, so he took over what the fuck is his name? He took over Heather's husband's spot, or he took over Heather's spot, because Heather has been Vindicator and Heather has been Guardian. And her husband has also been Vindicator and her husband has also been Guardian. And I will tell you one thing about Alpha Flight. No matter how many times I've read some of their books, it has always confused me on, because they both have the same suits. I've never been okay, Heather has boobs. So, but when Heather was Vindicator, her husband was Guardian. But when her husband was Guardian, or when she was Guardian, her husband was Vindicator, but the suits never changed. They had the big Canadian maple leaf around them, and they're both not native. Anyway, that being said, at least I don't think they're native. Well, I know Heather's not native. I don't know about McDonald Hudson. He might be fucking mixed native. I don't really know. They don't really get too deep into details on him. Anyway, the bottom line is that Elizabeth Twoyoungmen is a freaking damn magical superhero, and she's native. All right. So she clearly doesn't register with her father's tribe because at the top of this thing it just says that she was born in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but it doesn't say if her connection to the tribe. I don't know why, but his tribe, I spelled it out, so I'll have to spell it again because I can't say that shit. But his tribe, his First Nation Canada, is TSUUT''INA. Do not ask me how to say that shit, because I don't know how to say that shit. But apparently it's a real tribe. That tribe that I can't spell is an ATHAPASKAN group. In parentheses down here has Beaver Indians. So, also northerly Dene Zaza. No, we're gonna check this bitch out. Alright, Dene Zaza. First Nations. Okay, well, it does have Alberta, Canada in there, so somebody was definitely doing their research, but this is that bit. And now let's go back to Beaver Indians. This motherfucker didn't show me an Indian at all. But it did show me a fucking beaver, yo. A straight fucking beaver. Yeah. So that's what we get for trying to find what the hell Beaver Indians look like. Yeah. That was like totally insulting. So if you're a Beaver Indian, I'm sorry. That wasn't how this was supposed to work. Anyway, that being said, I am Echo Fangrew. I hope you enjoyed the the Twoyoungmen family of Shaman, as well as his daughter Talisman. This video is about Talisman. I just totally tripped this damn thing up. So we're going to end the video right here, right now. Happy American Indian Heritage Month. Be seeing ya.